Well, I'm Deborah, and most people in Pasadena know me as the Smile Lady. And SMILE is an acronym for Support, Motivate, Invest, Love, and Educate. What inspired the smile? It started back in 1992 when I really didn't know how to smile. And SMILE wasn't even an acronym. It was just like I would smile and my face would quiver, but there was so much pain. And so 1992, when the Rodney King thing happened, I said, you know, it's my job and everybody's job to make a difference. And SMILE came out of it because I saw this girl who had such a wonderful attitude. And I said, why do you have that up? Because you're so sweet. She said, I had to speak to myself. So I picked SMILE because I didn't really know how. And I said, if that's going to teach me how to smile, I may as well pick that.
What are the goals of your show, and what are your goals of reaching these?
Well, since I love theater, but it's a lot. You put a lot into production, a couple days, and boom, it's over. And only the people who came see it. So I said, wow, smile and spread a little joy around the world. Media would do it. How would I do that? And so I started taking my theater techniques. All of that I used to do, now I can do it digitally and get it out there. And it is, the message is tapping into a child's inner smile, which is their passion. Support, motivate, invest, love, and educate. We were all born to smile.
Who is your audience?
The base audience when I'm in school is from like 9 to 18. It was 9/11, but when 9/11 came, they kind of confused it with the 9/11. But basically, my audience has been like 9 to about 18. I work with them younger, but if I work with them younger, the parents have to be hands-on. And I just got into a new niche. 30-year-old grandmothers seem to be popping up a little bit more, and that's a niche that I don't want to expand, but I want to tap in to stop that generational being a grandmother at 30.
Do you think a lot about your audience and how they will respond or relate to you and your content?
Oh, yes. I lived a lot of what I teach. And basically, I have been through every, I can't even begin to name and keep this a G-rated show, but that's what I think builds my character and enables me to teach what I teach. You would not believe what some of these kids go through just to get to school.
What is your relationship to your viewers? Is there any interaction you have between each other?
Yes, I interact in the school, after school programs, churches, juvenile halls. That's my main place, foster homes and juvenile halls. But I won't friend them on Facebook or all of that. I think that's going a little far, but I will socialize with them face to face. So I'm still old school there.
Do you hope to reach others outside of the Pasadena community, and how has the internet played a role in getting your show more out there?
But when I came to the studio, which came kicking and screaming, I felt that was a good way to get it to more people. And as a Smile Lady, I have a program, but I was getting so busy because they wanted me. And I'm like, I can only be me at one place at a time. You know, I haven't cloned me. But on the show, I was able to spread it a little quicker, and then they can request me. It became more manageable. YouTube, PasadenaMedia.org, SmileLady.org. Help me go worldwide as opposed to just locally. And Smile is worldwide, universal.
All right. So, how much of your personal self is present in your
85%.
Huh.
85%. Bonquisha comes out sometimes, and I have to explain that. I explain that in the schools. Just because they call me the Smile Lady does not mean everything is funny. Hating is not funny. Hate crimes and bullying, all of that prejudice. KKK don't have a comedy store. I'm going to educate you, but it may not be with that smile you think. So the other side may come out, Bonquisha. That's still a personality. But what I'm trying to say is a lot of my personal compassion and experiences from being abused, from being homeless to being in jail, all of that, that is personal. It's real. You know how those rappers say, well, I've been shot, this, that, and the other? I'm a grandma that's gone through a lot of this and didn't think I was going to live past 30. That's why I'm writing the book. Growing up at 60, I've doubled my lifespan. I've doubled it. So I know there's a purpose for me if I've lived longer than I thought I was, 30 years longer. I mean, you didn't even have a dream, like Martin Luther King said, because you just knew at 30 you were going to be gone where I was raised. You can look it up. The projects of Cleveland, Ohio,
Wow.
and the streets of New York. Yes, you can look it up. This is no joke.
That's fantastic. Okay. What inspires you?
Oh, did you even have to ask that? Number one, children, knowing they're going to change my diapers one day. Knowing one, children, they're brilliant. And if I want my grandchildren to live better, my job is going to go as long as I'm living. I don't believe any senior citizens say my job is over because I did my 30 years. No. When you're not breathing, your job is over. You take that one arm, that one eye, and do whatever you can to do what you need to do.
All right. So, what would you change about mainstream media?
You were trying to explain to me what mainstream is, that reality stuff.
Mainstream media is going to be everything like the Hollywood thing.
Yeah. What would I
And
change?
because you definitely want to make a positive influence on a lot of these kids, and these shows and everything they see definitely make an influence
Yeah.
on them.
Well, number one, okay, like I don't really know. You stop me because I can babble on about this. Because there's certain show. There's one show I saw. Cribs happened to be one of them, and I didn't like it because they didn't give the backstory on how they got that. I would have been okay showing the mansion and the 15 cars and this and the swimming pool and the basketball court, but don't make it look like I just got this and snapped my finger. Say how I was homeless and went bankrupt and this and stayed up all night studying scripts and have one leg or whatever. Tell them the hard work that went into it. I think we're making it too glorified for the kids to think they can get this. The beauty. My beauty is way different than yours. I think I'm just as gorgeous as you are, but in a different way.
More.
Yes. But they don't say that all beauty is beauty. They will pick, oh, her nose is too fat. She's not pretty. Just like they did the other day. I just went, the most gorgeous man in America. I said, oh, my boo is more better than that. I should have submitted his name. Who's classifying who's the most gorgeous man in America? That's the thing in Main Street. And little kids will pick that up and say, if that's the most gorgeous man, well, I got to look like Aaron. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to do this and shave my face and do this. And now the game has changed. Then he had to try to put the nose back on her, and it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So that's my problem with mainstream.
Let's see. Well, okay, so we talked about the mainstream. Is there anything you would change about public media?
Yeah, make it more public accessible and public friendly. Invite us to the meetings aggressively so we have some say so in public media, public response. Don't have it secret and give us the results after it happens and say, oh, we invited you in that fine print on the back of a cereal box. Oh, I didn't eat that kind of cereal. I'm sorry, I missed it. You see what I'm saying? Make it public. If it's public, public.
Yeah. What does public access mean to you?
Oh, it's the best kept secret ever. And I think once we access it and there's collaborations between the producers and the place, it's a gold mine.
All right. What is the greatest success that you've experienced on the production of your show? And then can you also share what has been a bump in the road or the biggest disaster you've experienced?
Biggest disaster is having a fabulous show and they didn't have it recorded. That's one of them. The best is when people come up to me and says, oh my goodness, you should go national, whatever, and I loved your show. They happen to see a good show. And, I love your smile. Or, I went to, what do you call that, at the Universal thing? Where they have the concerts and stuff, the big concerts.
Oh, with the Gibson
The
Theater.
Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, the
Hollywood Bowl. And I went in, and a whole section stood up and said, smiley, because they watched my show and stuff, and it was from the school.
Oh,
The school, they got a busload of kids, and so that, to me, made me feel good that, it's like, oh, wow. I said, who knows me?
So how do you, can you also share about, now that we're talking about kind of fans of your show,
Yeah.
how people call you OA.
Oh, okay. People call me OA. They were saying, hey, OA. And I'm like, OA? Is that like OG? But what does the A stand for? Oh, old Altadena. And I'm thinking, I'm assuming, I'm old. I live in Altadena. So that made sense. So finally one day said, hello, why don't you ask? So I asked, what is OA? They said, Oprah of Altadena. And so that was a compliment to me because I said this, if you shake Oprah, Whoopi Goldberg, and Maya Angelou, Dr. Maya Angelou up, you would get me. That's what I had said. Oh, Mother Teresa, as far as the quotes and the compassion. And the one thing I do, and this is one of the tests I give, there's another test I give in my workshops, is what is Bin Laden, Mother Teresa, Dr. Phil, Hillside Strangler, you, me, Aaron, Dr. Maya Angelou, all have in common.
We're people?
You're people, yeah. But the main thing the Smile Lady is look for, we're all started out as children. Now, the seeds that were planted as children makes a difference. If you go back in time and you saw Bin Laden in your class, but you knew what he did, what would you do differently to help him keep from doing what he did? And you would be surprised at what the children tell me. It makes me want to cry.
Wow.
They said he needed more hugs,
Aww.
or he needed a smile. He needed more friends. Those are the answers that go back. If you say go back to the future and you see these people, they don't know you, but you know them. And those answers are really what the kids need now. They're telling you what they need to keep them from doing that. That is one way to get that answer. Try that.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay. What 5 words would best describe your show?
Support, motivate, invest, love, and educate. Smile.
Oh, that is 5. That works out.
That sure does. I can count too. Yay! I'll tell you what J-O-Y, that's an acronym also. I don't know if you could hear that one.
What?
Jesus, others, and yourself.
Huh.
Jesus, others, and yourself. J-O-Y, or joy. Yes.
All right.
Anything else?
I think that's my last question.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that went really quick, huh? That's good. Okay, I told you I could talk to Jesus, come back without a glass of water. You found that out, didn't you, Aaron? I'm like you.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to do one more, just round it up to make sure we have everything.